Hi darlings, and welcome back to my makeup garden. It's Liz. So today we're going to do a get ready with me. Now this is a second contact video with the GiveMeGlow Mystical Garden palette. Here is the color story. So my first look, I kind of took the piss out of this, honestly, because I just really was not I was not overly impressed with the quality on it. It reminded me of the older GiveMeGlow palettes, which as formulas have grown and changed has really just kind of fallen to the wayside in terms of what my favorite formulas are. So we're going to go ahead and give it another shot today. Now I did have a request for using the blues in this palette, and I have not used them yet. So let's go ahead and do that. So let me grab my brush. So I reorganized my makeup desk. I cleaned it. I cleaned the window ledge. I've not cleaned the windows yet. They are very dirty, but I did clean it and I cleaned the window ledge, and it is infinitely better in here. I didn't realize how much it was bothering me until I actually did it, and I was like, oh, this is why you were anxious. So, all right, so I think I'm gonna go into this shade here, and let's go ahead and place that in the transition. Oh, let's start with the crease, actually. Let's change it up. So we're gonna start in the crease, and here's why. So, the last couple of times I've been doing my makeup, I've been going really ham and going too far, and I don't want to cover this entire area today. So I am going to start in the crease and then blend out with my transition. So let me go into Pretty Paranormal here. Sorry, it's got, see, oh, here's the deal. This is why I was taking the piss out of it. Do you see all that fallout? I literally just put my brush in it. So I will say this is a drier formula. If you don't like a dry formula, you are not going to like this. But, you know, I want to give it a shot because, one, I have it. And two, you know, the description was velvety mattes. You guys know how I feel about that. But let's just see. Now, this color payoff is very pretty. I will say they have improved their color payoff. I do think that these mattes have a good color payoff. I'd say their old one was their color payoff on their old one, the pigmentation was fine. But I think these are more, it is a better base formula, whatever they're using. So I know it varies color by color, but now this color is really pretty. It's a gorgeous color. It's just very, very messy. So let's give it a go. Now they did have or I should say they do have a site-wide sale going on right now. So if you're curious to try it, then it might be a good time. Now I'm not familiar with any creator that has a code with GiveMeGlow. I don't think I've ever seen a creator with a code for them. Either they're way more selective or it's just not something that they do. Okay, well that color, the color payoff on that is really pretty. I think that these pans would be easy to pan, and I don't know how deep, because the packaging is thick, but I don't know how deep the actual pan is on this palette. But I have a feeling that these would probably be easy to pan just because of the dusty nature of the shades themselves. I feel like it could get really messy and it would be wasteful panning. Does that make sense? Where the product is so messy that you end up wasting product because it's just dusty. And that's what I mean by a wasted kind of pan, because it's panning faster, sure, but you're wasting product. You're not actually using it. Sorry, the trash truck is here, so if you can hear it in the background, it is what it is. And the FedEx driver, the box truck that he's driving around today, let me just tell you, they need to have it serviced. It is real loud. But I have the windows open because it's a really nice day and I don't want to close them, so suffer with me. But yeah, so, but it would be wasteful panning, meaning that it would be easier to pan, but you'd be wasting product because of the nature of just what it is. Now, this color builds up really beautifully. I think that's a really pretty blue. I have been wearing blue eyeshadow quite a bit lately, and here's why. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if you do this or not, but I fixate, and sometimes I fixate on a color. Like I went through a whole chartreuse fade, dusty pink phase, mustard yellow phase. I go through phases and I fixate on a color. And right now for me, it's like I'm on the hunt for like the perfect navy blue. And I have been stalking on all different sites, the different shades, because I want like kind of a bright navy blue, not like white based or anything like that, because you know that wouldn't be a thing. But how do I describe this? I don't know. I'm just on the hunt for this very like specific shade of blue. And I wish I had one of those Pantone like sample card things and I would pull out like the colors and piece it together. But that set, I don't know if you know this or not, because I looked at it because I like the Instagram photos that I see that use them. And I was like, oh yeah, let me take a look and see how, you know, how much that is. It was like $200+. I think it was like the set of those cards. It was like $300. Yeah, it was like $379. I saw it 200 and something on sale. And I was like, for paper? Like I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not sponsored, y'all. I'm not paying that. That's a camera. You know what I mean? So I'm like, whew. Because I use my phone to film. And I'm like, okay, is that shape similar enough? I think so. I think it's similar enough. Maybe go out just a little bit more. I know I'm taking my time on this, but I feel like it. And I can. So here we are. Okay. So I think that's good enough. I just want to bring that up. See, here's a problem. I'll just bring it up just a little bit because I do have this like poofier bit of hood there. Okay. Let me use my color switch just so I don't make a mess when I put this brush down. All right, so I'm going to go in probably with my Glam Light brush here. You guys know I actually really like the Michaela brushes. Okay, so I think I'm going to go into this shade here. This one's called Butterfly Magic. So, all right. Oh, see, God, it's just the same. I should just expect it at this point, but like, again, the sheer volume of fallout on there is just... it's uncomfortable, honestly. All right. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just going to go right in, and we're just going to use this. Oh, there's lots of fallout with that shade too, okay? I did tap my brush off, so... now, tonally, these are really similar. So I don't feel like... see, it's doing that thing again. There's something with like the undertone. It almost looks like muddy. It's almost like it has like a gray base or something. Because as I blend, it's not one of those colors that is shearing out well. Like it's not something about this formula. It's almost like there's a gray undertone with, see, I ended up bringing it up high anyway. That's, you know, that's just kind of what I'm doing right now. I guess it is what it is. There's just something, do you see what I mean? It's almost like a gray undertone when you're not expecting gray. And I don't love that, honestly. I'm just gonna use the color switch to take it off my brush so I can try to buff this out a little bit. But if I want gray, I'll use gray. But there's something about this that I just don't feel like is successful. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me being finicky or whatever. But I just don't feel like it's doing it. You know what I mean? It's not doing the damn thing. And it's giving gray. And I didn't sign up for gray, you know? So, okay. Yeah, there's lots of fallout with that too. I don't know if you can see. Surprisingly, this lighting is beautiful. It's overcast as hell. There's a cold front getting ready to move through. So it's been in like the 60s, which is nice here. Like, see, this side is better than this side. All right, let's try to Did that do anything? I don't like this line that's right here. I think that's why I keep coming back to this. Okay, well, we're just gonna accept it for what it is, and we're gonna move on. Which I feel like I had to do last time. So, okay, do you see the dent, though, already made in this palette? It's not wanting to focus, but there's already, like, you can kind of see it. See how there's already a dent? That's because it's so dusty that you're just wasting product. I hate to sound like a broken record, but okay, just saying. All right, let's grab a finer brush. I do have this little round brush here that's, as I drop things. This is from BlendBunny Cosmetics. This is one of their new brushes. So I'm going to go into this shade here because I think this would be pretty to deepen up. We're just doing an all blue. And then I guess we'll figure out what we're going to do for the lid. I haven't used this one yet. Maybe I'll do the blue on the lid and then this in the center. We'll figure it out. Okay, so this shade is called Wildflower. Now, tonally, these are really pretty. But there's something about how they apply to the eyes that they almost blend out to like a gray base. Okay. I really like these little BlendBunny brushes. If you're someone who has like hooded eyes or you need something that's a little bit more detailed, I just feel like these do a really good job. They're fine enough that you can get in there and like, I don't want to say pinpoint because it's bigger than that, but where you can strategically add the color that you want where you want it. I actually really like that, which is pretty cool. They were on like hella sale for Black Friday as like an introductory like pricing thing. And then I think the full, I'm not sure honestly about the full size, their full regular pricing, but I do think they're worth it. So I've been really enjoying this set, especially like the really fine, it's like this style of brush, but it's so much smaller. Oh my God, that for inner corner, that brush has been the titties. Like, it's so good. It's dirty right now. It's actually in the bathroom needing to be washed, but I've really been enjoying them. So, okay. I'm just bringing that blue in just a little bit. I don't want to do like a halo eye specifically, but we'll see. Okay. See what I mean though? It's just pretty. So fallout though, like the worst. Let me grab a baby wipe or something to remove that roll. Like I said, real quick. Because you know, you guys aren't seeing any time lapse, but there really wasn't any time lapse. It was just on the dining room table, which is now a mess, even though my desk is clean because I shifted. But a lot of it's just like holiday stuff, all of that. So did you finish your holiday shopping yet? I think I'm done. Here's the deal. Every time I think that I'm done, I see something else and I'm like, oh, the babies would love that. And I just want to get like all the things for the babies, you know? Okay. So let's put on an eye base and let's just use that brush I just held up. This one is by Baddest Cosmetics. And let me put on some of this specular. Now, where's it at? There it is. The specular eye base. I actually like this, the formula of this a lot. The packaging has been giving me issues, but I like the formula of it. And actually need to message Deandra because the tip of mine keeps falling out. And that is very frustrating. But I like the formula of this a lot. It's very tacky. It's a lot tackier than like, it's like a much tackier NYX glitter primer is the best way I can describe this formula. I like it a lot though, because I like the NYX glitter primer. But yeah, so let's put this all over the lid. And I go just above the crease right here because I do have these small hooded eyes. And I find that I get better color payoff. So I'm only going to do it on like a third of the eye. Okay. Now, normally I like to put this on with my finger, but I'm just not feeling that today, if I'm being honest. So, all right, I do want to try these shimmers with the brush. I tried last time. I was not impressed, so let's try again. So I think on the inner corner, I'm going to take this Davina brush. This is the D107. And I think I'm going to go into, for the inner corner, this shade here. It's called the Baddest Witch. And this is nice and tacky. It's just a nice tacky primer. I like it a lot. So let me see if I can get what I want out of the shimmer with a brush. I tried last time with the other ones, but you know, every shade can be different. So I do think GiveMeGlow does well with their shimmers. I think that their formula, they're normally pretty, I don't know if reflective is the word, but they're normally pretty reflective and, you know, just kind of, they're just pretty, you know? So, yeah, so this color is kind of like on the lid here. So it's true, I mean, it's true, it's a true color of the lid, but I think it's a little too dark for what I want, but we'll add a highlighter or something because there's really not like a super light shade in this palette. And that is a critique that I have of the color story here, is because the there's just not like a light shade to get the job done, you know? So, all right, so we're gonna go in to using that same brush to this blue color here, Charmed, and we're gonna put that here on this outer third of the lid. So, and then what I'll do is I'll pop off camera to finish the other eye and like mascara, and then I'll come back. So, all right, so this color is really pretty though. It's just like it's a pretty blue. It's called Charmed. So see how the colors they did blend kind of in the middle there. Like not in a bad way. It's just, you know, different. I'm going to use my finger and see how this one is with the finger. Yeah. It's definitely prettier with the finger. Okay. So let me go ahead and do like liner and mascara and finish the other eye on like off camera, and then I will be right back, and then we will do face makeup, I guess. I don't really want to wear foundation, so maybe we'll just do like bronzer and stuff. Okay, so BRB. All right, so that's on. I just used the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. That's what I've been using lately. And then my BlendBunny Black Cream Gel Liner. If you want to make your lashes look fuller, something that you can do is you put black on your tightline, and it makes your lashes look thicker at the base so you don't see like that skin. But I know that can be tricky to put on. So what I do is I use this cream gel liner. This one's by BlendBunny. And I have the fine brush that they have that goes with it. And I literally just take this and I run it along my lower lash line. And I'm careful not to touch my eyeball, but I put contact lenses in. So I'm used to touching my eyeball. It doesn't bother me like it might, you know, somebody who doesn't, but that's what I do. And it just makes my lashes look bigger, fuller. It's kind of like one of those like lies, you know what I mean? Like, because you know that's what makeup is. Like, don't get me wrong, I like it, but okay, do we want to, I just want to put a lip oil on. Honestly, I don't really feel like wearing face makeup today. You'd be surprised to learn that I don't wear makeup every day, but I do wear eyeshadow a lot. Like, I'd say I wear eyeshadow like 5-6 days a week just because I enjoy it, even if I'm not filming. I'm going to put on this Lunar Beauty lip oil. Honestly, okay, here's the deal. I like this a lot. I like the applicator. I like the packaging. But the formula gets like these little chunks in it. And I just don't, I don't know if it's, now I can't speak for the other flavors. This is a watermelon one. But I get like these little, here, let me see if I can make it focus. These little chunks in it. Nope, totally, that didn't do anything. I get these little chunks in it, and I don't like that. And I do find that the packaging leaks. This packaging leaks. And I don't even do anything special with it. I really don't. I just let it stay on its side and it'll leak. So I don't know. I don't know if I can recommend it because I like the formula a lot. And I think the packaging is cute. The watermelon flavor is nice, but I just get these little coagulates. This one's almost empty. This is the second one that'll be an empty for me. And both of them get like these little coagulated bits of pigmented chunk, like crystalline chunk in the bottom. And I'm like, can't catch a break. Okay, I do want to put some color in my lower lash line there. And I want to use the brown that's in this palette for that because I think it'd be a good fit. I think it'd be a good mix. So let me grab a palette. This would be a good one, or a brush. This is the Davina. See what I mean? It's just like a little brush, D106. But should I do that first or should I do the lower lash line first? Let's do the lower lash line first, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna color switch because I want to use this little Davina brush. I should have just bought 2 sets of these because I don't know why I didn't. I have 2 sets of the BlendBunny. I have 2 sets of the Glam Light. It's because I was placing a really big order and I didn't want to honestly pay more than I was already paying. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go into this shade Sweet Dreams. I think out of this whole palette, there's only 2 shades that I haven't used. One of them is this one, and one of them is this one. But with the look today, I'm thinking the green, like that grungy green on the lower lash line would be pretty. So I am just gonna reuse this D104 brush. Like I said, I really just like these. I think the peach would be pretty with this too though. A little bit lighter. Let's see. I'm just gonna take this under my lower lash line. I don't want to do too much, so I'm using very, very light pressure. See, that is pretty. Listen, the looks that I create with this palette, both of them have been really pretty, but it's just so damn messy. You know, it's messy. But it's pretty, but it's messy. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on whether or not I can recommend it, you know? It was like, should you save your money? Yeah, maybe. If you really, really want it, go for it. If you don't mind, you know, if you don't mind a little bit of fallout, because the shimmers, when I didn't use a primer, they did have fallout. So, but there's just, it is really pretty. I will say it is pretty, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, you know. Now, if you missed out on the Raw Beauty Christy ColourPop collab, this color story reminds me of that one a bit. Actually, you know what? I might go get that. I might go get that palette and we'll put them side by side. Let's finish it first, okay? So I'm going to take this brown shade and I'm going to put this. This is a messy shade, by the way. They're all messy, but this one in particular is messy. Okay, and I'm going to put that in right here. I'm just going to tap it on my waterline here for an eyeliner. I find that I just really like a brown. See how messy that is? It's just falling. Yeah. Okay, you can use an angled brush for this too. I just grabbed this brush because it's little and it does have kind of a tapered, even though it's flat, it's kind of a tapered end. But I do like a shadow on my lower lash line, or my like tight line. I just think it's not waterline. Okay, let me see if I can just smoke this out a little bit. See, it's just pretty. It does something. It just does something. Okay, and then let's take off all that fallout. See, I'm so glad I didn't do my other makeup before I did this. I'm not going to do other makeup today. Let's not pretend. Okay, let me grab the Raw Beauty Christy palette, which I am going to declutter, by the way. And let me put them side by side, and let's see how similar they are. Hold, please. Okay, so I grabbed the Raw Beauty Christy palette. This is at Forest Sights, which I love the aesthetic of, okay? But let's look at the color stories, because I think there are some similarities. So maybe, you know, this would be a good... I don't know. Okay, let's just look at them together side by side, okay? So we do have... This is a Raw Beauty Christy one. And this is the Mystical Garden. Now, Raw Beauty Christie has 12 shades, and this also has 12 shades. And I do see some similarities, so let's talk about that. So, well, there's a little bit. I don't know. I guess they're different. They're different enough. Honestly, I wish this kind of gold was in, I don't know, maybe instead of that one, just something brighter. I don't feel like there's bright enough shimmers. Okay, well, they are similar, though. So you have this peach, and then you have that peach, and then you have the browns are similar, but this is brown is shifty. I don't know. I think it's just okay. Both of them. So, I don't know. Is this worth the $38? I think it's like $38. Is it worth that? I don't know. Because the looks that I've created have been pretty, okay? They have been pretty. It's pretty. They do wear okay. Putting them on is very messy. It takes finesse. See, like even now, like where putting them on is finicky. I would not recommend this for somebody who is just starting out in makeup or somebody who's just starting out with indie makeup, because there are so many good formulas out there. And I just, you know what I want to see? I want to see BlendBunny put out a 16 or 20 pan palette that's a lot like this. Like, that's what I want. Or I want Nomad to do it and have a color story that's a lot like this. Like, I don't know. It's not my favorite formula, but the color story is beautiful. You know, it's a very pretty color story. I think the colors do play well together. Sorry, I burned my arm. It's the whole thing. It's healing, but they're like second-degree burns. It's a thing. The color story is pretty. I don't like the formula with this, and I think that's the problem. The shimmers are fine, but there's only 3 shimmers in this palette. So I'm not going to recommend this to anybody. I'm going to continue to use it because I have it already. It's in my collection, but it takes finesse. This is not a palette that I immediately want to reach for because I just kind of acknowledge that it's going to be messy and it's going to be a pain in the ass to put on. And that's just kind of the sad reality of it. So, yeah, which is a shame. It's a shame. I wish they would reformulate their mattes. I was kind of hoping for that, and it just kind of didn't happen. But the looks you can create with it are really pretty because there's no faulting the color story. There's no faulting the opacity of the mattes. They will go on like opaque, and they will layer nicely because, I mean, these went on fine, layered nicely. The blue, this medium blue, blending these two, excuse me, was a little bit finicky, but this one blended beautifully. I have very limited experience with this shade, but it seemed to go on okay. This one is very messy and tons of fallout. So, I don't know. I was kind of hoping this would be their, for me, but it's just not. I think I'm going to abstain from buying any Give Me Glow for the foreseeable future, at least eyeshadows. I really enjoy their lip formula. Their lip formula is totally worth it, but I don't know. This isn't for me. So, all right, darlings, that's it for my Get Ready With Me. I just kind of wanted to touch on Mystical Garden again, kind of get my second thoughts on it and find out if I was still feeling that way, and just kind of give it another round. And sadly, I still feel like I just want to take the piss out of this palette. Like, I just want to, critique it heavily. Which is interesting because I'm going to pull out the two vintage, the Vintage Rose palette, which I'm going to keep. And I'm going to pull out their Vivid Rose. And I'm going to use those palettes again this week. And I'm going to see how the formula stacks up against this formula using the same brushes that I have. And just find out if it's always been that way. And maybe I just have more experience now with my shadows and I just kind of expect better of them. I don't know. But anyway, I love your faces. Thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far, leave me a plant emoji or whatever you freaking feel like. And I love your faces. Thank you so much for being here and for subscribing and for liking and sharing all of that jazz. We're at 580 something followers. It fluctuates a lot. But if you're new here, hi. And thank you for spending your time with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.